Greetings fellow cultivators. Welcome to Oscar Nova. Remember to like and subscribe to support the journey. Today, we're diving into the story of what's the point of cultivating immortality if you don't have money. Watching the first layer of the university holy body activate within the chain diagram, a hint of joy flashed in Xiong Yu's eyes. He casually grabbed a handful of pills and stuffed them into his mouth, instantly feeling the medicine being refined as soon as it entered his stomach, transforming into streams of warmth surging towards his limbs. Xiong Yu felt the medicinal power being absorbed in an instant, eating pills as easily as drinking water. He thought to himself, with this university holy body, I reckon I could eat cheap medicine every day for many years. After activating the initial university holy body, Xiong Yu felt even more motivated and continued to cultivate the 7th basic cultivation technique. Myriad Laws University City, 300th floor. Department of Dao Techniques experimental level. During the time Xiong Yu was focused on cultivating basic techniques, Li Zhao followed Gongshu Jin, Yingzhen, and the others, learning and cultivating everywhere. While diligently improving his strength, he also constantly tried to integrate into the circles of these upper-class people. Yingzhen smiled at him. Li Zhao, let's go, divine soul clouds see together. Hearing this, a hint of hesitation appeared on Li Zhao's face. The vast majority of his savings had already been spent on the last loan to buy the heavenly craftsmanship eye socket. And even with a 30% discount, the divine soul clouds see technique costs 0.063 spirit coins per hour, so a for our session would cost 0.252 spirit coins. In the past half month, including several Dao technique services, renting cultivation dharma bodies, eating bigu pills, and buying the same cultivation technique as Yingzhen in total, he had spent more than 1.5 spirit coins. Of course, the benefits were also huge. Li Zhao felt that he had improved rapidly in the past half month, far exceeding his progress on the first floor, and his class ranking was steadily improving. Seeing Li Zhao's hesitation at this moment, Yingzhen said impatiently, "Are you going or not? You're always dragging your feet every time I call you. If you don't go, then don't come with us in the future. If it weren't for the fact that you and I are practicing the same body refining technique, do you think I would call you?" The image of the lone platform appeared in Li Zhao's eye socket, and then he heard him laugh and say, "Let's go. It's too slow to cultivate without the help of Dao techniques." 6 hours later, Li Zhao followed Gongshu Jin, Yingzhen, and the others out of the Dao technique service area. Li Zhao laughed loudly. There are even freshmen coming to work as waiters. What are they even studying at university for? Is university for them to work? How can they improve their ranking if they work so much? After joking with the group for a while, Li Zhao looked enviously at their backs as they headed to the upper-level dormitory area, while he walked towards the downward dormitory level. Looking at his account balance, Li Zhao frowned. But looking at his ranking, he smiled again. 11th in the class, with a comprehensive score of 288. The comprehensive score is a comprehensive evaluation score for a student, based on the student's credits, exam scores, competition results, projects, and other aspects, including basic data such as the student's Tao heart, mana, and physical strength. As the number of credits increases, the grades become higher, and the content of competitions and projects becomes more substantial. The comprehensive score will become higher and higher, even reaching thousands. Because the freshmen in the foundation establishment class have just started school, the basic data temporarily has the greatest impact on the comprehensive score. Looking at his ranking and comprehensive score, and then looking at Ji Hongchu's 498 points in first place, Li Zhao thought to himself, as long as I maintain this progress, I will definitely be in the top 10 of the class when school starts in September, maybe even the top 5. He glanced at Xiong Yu, who had fallen to 18th place behind him, and became even more excited that way. When school starts, I will definitely be far above Xiong Yu, and teacher too will choose me to go to the construction site. Earning more money on the construction site won't be a problem to pay off the online loans. With light steps, Li Zhao had already passed the 125th floor dormitory area when he heard a faint sound of air being torn. He turned his head and saw Xiong Yu standing at the entrance of the dormitory, practicing basic cultivation techniques. Xiong Yu. Seeing the other party's distorted movements and perfunctory moves, Li Zhao smiled. What is this guy doing? Originally, he wanted to shake his head and leave, but he suddenly turned on the recording function in his dharma body. Send it to Gongshu Jin and the others to see what this clown is doing. A moment later, the video taken by Li Zhao appeared in the small group of Gongshu, Jin, and others. Yingxin, this is Zhang Yu. What is he doing? Dancing. Someone said it's the basic cultivation technique, right? Someone saw him practicing. It seems that he has been practicing basic cultivation techniques for more than half a month. Yingxin, the basic cultivation technique has become like this. How bad is this guy's martial arts talent? Someone laughed. No wonder, he has to practice basic cultivation techniques. Seeing everyone in the group mocking Zhang Yu, Li Zhao became even more excited and joined in, feeling that he had become one of the people in the circle. At the same time, Gongshu Jin frowned slightly as he looked at the content in the video. I originally thought that Zhang Yu was a year earlier than me in building the foundation and was still like this, so his aptitude was already very poor. But I didn't expect it could be so bad. To be so bad, and still be able to study at Myriad Law's University. Gongshu Jin suddenly felt a little scared. Looking at the comments of the others in the group, he immediately stopped everyone and warned, in my group, you are not allowed to talk about Zhang Yu again in the future. Seeing everyone stop mocking, Gongshu Jin ignored them and thought to himself, no wonder they want to reform the first floor. To be able to put Zhang Yu up here, I think the selection system on the first floor is already useless. But Zhang Yu's aptitude is simply a pit, even the richest family should give up. Who is cultivating him? On the other side, Li Zhao looked at Gongshu Jin's message, his fist clenched slightly, a hint of unwillingness appearing on his face. Clearly, his progress in the past half-month had been rapid, far surpassing this Zhang Yu, yet Gongshu Jin's attitude towards Zhang Yu and him was like comparing clouds to mud. Just wait, I will continue to improve and leave Zhang Yu far behind. In the following days, Li Zhao continued to cultivate with Gongshu Jin and the others. The spirit coins in his account were constantly spent, and his strength also rose steadily. And every day when the rankings were updated at dawn, Li Zhao would refresh them as soon as possible. This day, seeing his ranking rise to 10th place, he breathed a sigh of relief, a look of excitement on his face. Looking further down and seeing Zhang Yu drop to 19th place, he couldn't help but laugh. Floor 125, outside the dormitory door. Zhang Yu let out a breath and looked at his chain law diagram. Superior University Sacred Body, the ability to digest, absorb, and metabolize food is improved to the peak of the foundation establishment stage. Zhang Yu thought 8 basic cultivation methods, the second layer of the University Sacred Body, has finally opened up. But in this broken university city, this food digestion ability, apart from eating some jerky sent by a Zhen, is temporarily useless. Zhang Yu shook his head, didn't think too much, and turned his head to practice the 9th basic cultivation method again. As for the ranking, he is now focused on cultivating basic cultivation methods, and various data have basically not increased. After all, he only seeks speed and not quality when practicing basic cultivation methods, and the level 10 and 20 effects of basic cultivation methods are also negligible. The newest and fastest novels are at 6-9 should be a first release. Zhang Yu thought this ranking will definitely plummet all the way, what's the point of looking at it? So, in the next 4 days, Zhang Yu worked hard to cultivate, and in one breath pushed the last 2 basic cultivation methods, to level 20. At this point, the University Sacred Body was finally completely completed, and more than 20 days had passed since he came to Wanfa University, for his first class. Ultimate University Sacred Body, the efficiency and effect of cultivating all foundation establishment cultivation methods are increased by 2 times. Seeing the effect of this Ultimate University Sacred Body, Zhang Yu took a deep breath, and a burst of excitement surged in his heart. He thought to himself as expected, just like the previous high school Sacred Body, the University Sacred Body can also improve the cultivation, efficiency, and effect of foundation establishment, stage, cultivation, methods. With this University Sacred Body in hand, how fast and terrifying will my development in the university be next? At this moment, Zhang Yu was extremely grateful that he had not wasted time practicing other things, nor had he spent money indiscriminately on various immortal services, but had wholeheartedly completed this University Sacred Body first. After the University Sacred Body is completed, what should I cultivate next? Zhang Yu's mind flashed with the university information he had collected these days, and he quickly had a plan in his mind. First, focus on improving mana. Mana is the foundation of immortality, and even more so the economic foundation. with high enough mana, not only will the power of the cultivation method be greater, but the excess mana can also be used to sell spirit coins. In the process of improving mana, I can also improve the quality of my mana, so that in the future I can also help Lemulin develop now seeds and copy her deep cold mana vein. So how can I improve mana the fastest? Xiong Yu looked at his feather book. The advantage of the university sacred body is that it can cultivate cultivation methods faster, and the effects brought by the cultivation methods are also stronger. If I want to use this point, I need to cultivate a stronger breathing technique, and Xiong Yu's eyes swept across the chain law diagram in the first chapter, and stopped at the Azure Vortex key technique. This is the only foundation establishment staged breathing technique he has mastered. When his gaze stayed on this cultivation method, he could immediately see the set of this cultivation method on the chain law diagram key, meridian, everlasting, flow. This set looks it should be very helpful for increasing mana, right? Then Xiong Yu's eye socket opened the Great Library again, listing the expert-level breathing techniques of the Foundation establishment, stage, one by one. Looking at his discount, Xiong Yu smiled secretly in his heart. It just so happens that I can also get a 40% discount when exchanging expert-level cultivation methods in the Great Library, which is too suitable for my advantage. Xiong Yu's eyes swept over the introductions of the breathing techniques, listing the cultivation methods belonging to the key meridian, everlasting, flow, one by one. In addition to the set effect, there is also the breathing technique itself. I also need more types to match me. It should be able to run automatically 24 hours a day, just like the Jutian key gathering method. It should also be able to better improve the quality of mana. It should focus on the speed of mana recovery, so that I can sell mana in the future. According to the various requirements in his heart, Xiong Yu collected the breathing techniques one by one. The first expert-level breathing technique that Xiong Yu decided to buy was called the Hunyuan Fetal Breathing Sutra, which uses breathing instead of respiration. After completion, between each breath, it continuously breathes spiritual energy and constantly refines mana. First, practice this cultivation method to maintain the refining of mana 24 hours a day. Then he looked at the price of the Hunyuan Fetal Breathing Sutra. The original price is 1 spirit coin, and after a 40% discount, it is 0.6 spirit coins. Xiong Yu also looked at his current spirit coin balance. During this period of time, in addition to eating every day and buying basic cultivation methods, he saved money every day and did not dare to spend too much. Now he still has a full 12.3 spirit coins. Fortunately I didn't spend money indiscriminately. Buying the Hunyuan Fetal Breathing Sutra, instantly lines of text and images appeared in Xiong Yu's eye socket. He saw Xiong Yu sitting cross-legged, and had already begun to practice this breathing technique according to the exercise route displayed in the eye socket. Watching the Dao seed that flashed on Zhang Pianpian's body, Xiong Yu guessed in his heart, could it be that only by gradually understanding the other person and seeing them use more methods can I gradually see the other person's Dao seed? Xiong Yu recalled his interactions with Yu Xing'an and Lemulin, and thought to himself, indeed, Yu Xing'an and I know each other inside and out, and I have also been in contact with Lemulin for a long time, with many in-depth exchanges. Then it seems that if I want to understand the Dao seed on my sister's body, I also need to understand her more. However, thinking that he and his sister now live in the same dormitory, and there will be plenty of time to interact in the future, it won't be difficult to slowly understand the Dao seed, just like seeing the fleeting Taiching talisman today. After his sister left, Xiong Yu clicked on the platform introduced by Li Mingbo, the mana class teacher, Mana Treasure. Selling mana once requires 1,000 units or more. If you want to sell less than 1,000 units of mana, you need to sign a weekly or monthly supply contract to provide a stable supply of mana every day. Xiong Yu looked at the mana with a quality of 113% and the price of selling 100 units per day. Looking at the strings of zeros after the decimal point that made him dizzy, he couldn't help but curse. This mana is selling too cheaply. Fu Ji smiled and said, he, of course, the spiritual energy here is so abundant, and the dormitory is so much cheaper than the spiritual veins on the first floor, which means that many people can sell their low-quality mana. With so many people selling, how can it be expensive? The more students at Wanfa University cultivate, the more mana is supplied. The more rich people can use cheap mana, and the students need to continue to cultivate and constantly improve their mana and mana quality to sell at a good price. Fuji sighed. The students here are like mana engines, constantly taking in spiritual energy and spitting out mana, and they voluntarily pay for it. Xiong Yu thought to himself, low quality and small quantity of mana can't be sold for a good price at all. And after the mana is improved, if you can't sell a lot of mana, it's better to focus on the physical body first and prepare to make money for the construction site. Xiong Yu understood that university is only 10 years, and every step of the plan is very important, which is related to the improvement of his grades and ranking, so he must be cautious. Now that he had received Zhang Pianpian's reminder, after some thought, he decided to change his cultivation plan. Anyway, I now have the university sacred body, and it is especially fast to cultivate any technique. It doesn't matter whether I'd focus on Dao heart, mana, or physical body, or other directions. Thinking of this, Xiong Yu decided to temporarily abandon the set he originally wanted to collect Key Meridian Everflow. Key Meridian Everflow can only be delayed for now. First refine the body, then make a lot of money at the construction site, and then further improve the efficiency of cultivation, after having money. At the same time, try to hide my strength and don't show too much shocking talent. However, his previous cultivation was not in vain. After all, the chaotic origin fetal breathing sutra allows him to absorb spiritual energy and refine mana at all times. Even if he wants to focus on the physical body, this is a breathing technique that must be practiced. At this moment, Xiong Yu opened the great library in his eye socket and scanned through the expert level body refining techniques. The only body refining technique I currently master in the foundation establishment stage is the Spring and Autumn Endless Zen. Level 10 Spring and Autumn Endless Zen is part of the martial Dao Sacred Fetus. And Level 20 Spring and Autumn Endless Zen is part of the martial Dao Sacred Body. Xiong Yu guessed in his heart that this martial Dao Sacred Body should be the foundation establishment version of the martial Dao Sacred Fetus. Referring to the effects of the martial Dao Sacred Fetus, it is mainly resistant to beating, self-healing, and enhancing the power of martial arts. But now is when I need to develop, and pursuing high attack, high defense, and thick blood is not very meaningful. After all, in Xiong Yu's view, what's the use of being able to fight when you first enter the foundation establishment stage? It is more important to be able to make money. Xiong Yu's gaze passed over the introductions of the expert level techniques in the Great Library, and he saw one chain of technique sets after another. Volcanic bone melting, Kunping embryo, burning blood and body. Xiong Yu curled his lips. Although he could see the names of the sets through the expert level techniques, even he would not know the specific effects of these sets unless he truly mastered them. I can only guess from the names. After a frantic reading and picking and choosing, Xiong Yu finally selected a set Earth and Wood Sacred Body. Although the other sets looked very good, for Xiong Yu, it was still that sentence. What's the use of being able to fight? We college students are competing for who has more money. After listing the prices of the body refining techniques under the Earth and Wood Sacred Body, from low to high, Xiong Yu first chose the cheapest expert level technique in the foundation establishment stage, called the Earth-Eating Divine Art. This Earth-Eating Divine Art is to condense a gluttonous mana, and then decompose the materials eaten to temper the body, and increase the strength of the body. As the technique improves, the materials eaten range from the lowest level soil to cement, then to concrete, and even steel bars and alloys. It can be said that the stronger the materials decomposed, the stronger the effect of tempering the body. Of course, the act of strengthening the body by swallowing materials through this foundation establishment technique is still different from real eating. For example, just eating steel bars and cement can strengthen the body, but you can't survive. You still have to eat. However, Xiong Yu just browsed the introduction of the technique and saw a line of scarlet warnings below. This technique is a formal body refining technique and does not encourage any construction, site theft. Please practitioners purchase training materials through formal channels. Xiong Yu was slightly stunned, and looked down, and saw a series of construction site theft news, such as stealing cables, stealing steel bars, stealing concrete, stealing demon offspring. Is this a warning to practitioners who practice this technique not to steal things from the construction site to eat? After spending 0.3 spirit coins, Xiong Yu obtained the electronic copyright of this technique. After looking through it roughly, he remembered Zhang Pianpian's reminder. This time, he did not practice at the entrance of the dormitory, but rushed to the area below the 100th floor of Wanfa, University City. Zhang Yu's first feeling after crossing the Yuan magnetic channel and arriving at the 99th floor was silence. There were no people on the streets, only gray, dusty cement ground. There were no advertisements, projections, or signs in the air. The entire 99th floor, whether observed with the naked eye, or the eye socket observation, was unusually quiet, as if there was no one on this entire floor. Zhang Yu scanned the houses on both sides of the street, and noticed that most of the windows were dimly lit. He thought to himself, is it because there are so few people on this floor? Although he felt a bit strange, Zhang Yu had no interest in investigating what was going on at the moment. Activating the power of the detection ritual within his body, he sensed that there were indeed fewer surveillance cameras on this floor. After going down to the 95th floor, Zhang Yu found a corner without surveillance cameras. Along the way, from the 99th floor to the 95th floor, everything was silent, and Zhang Yu didn't even encounter a single person. Could it be that mortals are concentrated on the lower floors? Are there fewer people on these floors? Shaking his head, suppressing the doubts in his heart, Zhang Yu refocused his attention on cultivation. He took a piece of cement that had been prepared long ago, and then condensed the gluttony mana, beginning the cultivation of the earth-eating divine art. During the process of cultivating this technique, Zhang Yu felt that his stomach suddenly burst out with an unparalleled and amazing power, instantly crushing the cement into powder with the decomposition of gluttony mana. Feeling this scene, Zhang Yu was shocked and thought to himself, the university holy body has given me the digestive ability of a foundation establishment peak cultivator. In this situation, the power that my stomach can explode with is probably much stronger than the power that my hands can explode with. Thinking of this, Zhang Yu suddenly realized that the digestive power bestowed by the university holy body was quite compatible with this earth-eating, divine art. In the next moment, he had already concentrated on cultivation again. The newest novels are first published on 69shu.com. Earth-eating divine art level 1. Fuji looked at the surrounding environment and thought, there's not a single person in this place, and there are blind spots without surveillance. It's quite suitable for arranging rituals. Since I advanced to a level 2 evil god, I've been in this myriad Dharma university, city, and haven't had the opportunity to establish a new ritual. This may be an opportunity. After thinking about it, Fuji decided to observe for a while longer, and after confirming that it was safe enough here, she would suggest that Zhang Yu prepare the ritual. In the following time, in addition to attending classes, Zhang Yu came to the floors below 100 every day, to cultivate the earth-eating divine art. The remnant bull sacrifice art and the primordial chaos fetal breathing sutra were maintained 24 hours a day, and with the assistance of the university holy body, they continuously improved his Dao heart and mana. As for his performance in class, and the detection of basic data, he used the anti-detection ritual to slightly hide his progress, so that his improvement didn't seem so amazing. Outside the Dharma Body Rental Center, Li Zhao, Gong Shujin, Yingzhen and others walked out, chatting and laughing. Then I'll go first. Okay, see you tomorrow. No problem, do you think I don't have this little bit of spirit coins? After chatting and laughing with his classmates for a while, Li Zhao walked happily in the direction of the dormitory. At the same time, his Dharma body displayed the current class ranking. Seeing that he was still holding on to 10th place with 295 points, the smile on the corner of his mouth widened. Looking down, he was a little surprised Zhang Yu has gone from 19th to 18th. 272 points, is he starting to improve? However, Li Zhao just shook his head. Half of the 3-month basic course had already passed, and the other party would definitely not be able to catch up with him. A few days later, as soon as it was midnight, Li Zhao opened the class rankings again. He looked at himself still in 10th place with 296 points, and then looked at Zhang Yu, who had risen to 16th place with 275 points, his brow furrowing slightly. He's gaining points so fast. Li Zhao thought to himself, it seems that he's no longer randomly practicing some basic techniques like before. If Zhang Yu surpassed Li Zhao in one breath, and his ranking skyrocketed instantly, Li Zhao might have given up the idea of competing. But at this moment, watching Zhang Yu climb up one place at a time these past few days, Li Zhao only wanted to put in more effort and more spirit coins to suppress Zhang Yu fiercely. Just then, a message from Yingzhen popped up in the Dharma body. Are you going to the Divine Soul Cloud Sea together today? Li Zhao immediately replied, go. Let's practice for 10 hours today. In the following time, Li Xiao cultivated harder and harder, the balance in his account became less and less, the bills on the loan platform became more and more, and his cultivation level was constantly improving day by day. And the first thing he did every morning was to get up and observe his and Zhang Yu's rankings. 14th place, Zhang Yu, 279 points. Li Xiao thought, how much money did this guy spend? 12th place, Zhang Yu, 284 points. He's probably borrowing no less than me. 11th place, Zhang Yu, 296 points. 10th place, Li Xiao, 301 points. There's still a month before the official start of school. I must not lose here. Watching Zhang Yu gradually catch up with him these days, and the comprehensive score getting closer and closer to him, Li Xiao only felt more and more anxious. As long as I enter the construction site, only by entering the construction site can I repay the loan. The Immortal Dao competition is about seizing the opportunity. Otherwise, if you fall behind one step, you will fall behind step by step. If I can't take the lead in entering the construction site, the pressure of the loan alone will seriously slow down my cultivation efficiency. Zhang Yu, do you want to compete in Immortal Dao potential? Then come on. Teacher Tu will definitely take me to the construction site first. Thinking of this, a stern look flashed across Li Xiao's face, and he had already opened the mortgage function of the loan platform. After several days in a row, Li Xiao opened the updated ranking list again at midnight. His eyes were fixed on the ranking above. 9th place, Li Xiao, 308 points. 8th place, Zhang Yu, 309 points. Listening to Audio Nova. Looking at himself ranked 9th on the leaderboard, and Zhang Yu ranked 8th, Li Xiao felt a darkness before his eyes. How is this possible? His progress has increased again? How much money did he borrow? How much did he mortgage? In Li Xiao's view, if a student's progress suddenly increased, there was only one possibility, that the other party had invested more money. Li Xiao thought to himself that Zhang Yu must have noticed my accelerated cultivation during this period, as well as my spiritual coin investment. So, in order to surpass me in one fell swoop, he invested even more spiritual coins than I did. No, now that things have come to this, I have no way to retreat. Thinking of this, Li Xiao slowly reached out and took out his heavenly craftwork, Dharma, shell. He decided to temporarily sell one of his eye shells to exchange for spiritual coins to further invest in the immortal path. Thinking that he would have to sell the heavenly craftwork Dharma shell that he had only played with for less than 2 months, a trace of reluctance appeared in Li Xiao's remaining eye. Fortunately, the performance of his heavenly craftwork Dharma shell was very good. Even if he only used one, it would be enough for daily life. When I go to the construction site to earn money, I will buy another one back. 125th floor, dormitory area. Xiong picked up the package that had just arrived and couldn't wait to open it. Zhang Yu, who was eating next to him, asked curiously, "Did your senior sister send it to you?" Xiong, something I bought online. He directly opened the package, and an eyeball soaked in maintenance fluid appeared in front of the two of them. Zhang Yu asked, "I shall? Why is there only one?" Xiong smiled and said, "In the past 2 months, in order to buy an eye shell that can meet my daily needs at the cheapest price, I have researched more than a dozen brands of all sizes and hundreds of different models of eye shells. I have also browsed countless videos and articles evaluating eye shells, squatted in more than a dozen eye shell exchange groups, and even the second-hand market. Now, I am familiar with the models, performance, parameters, and market prices of eye shells." Finally, Xiong put on gloves and carefully took out the eye shell from the maintenance fluid in front of him. "I found this bargain. A 99% new heavenly craftwork Dharma shell, because selling one alone is cheaper. But in fact, judging from the parameters of this model, even the performance of one eye is enough for daily classes and cultivation." Looking at Xiong's confident appearance, Zhang Yu nodded and said, "I didn't expect you, who uses Jihu brand, to know so much about eye shells." Xiong said, "HMPH, Zhang Yu, although you picked up a time remnant demonic eye, you should also learn more about Dharma shells. It's beneficial to learn more about these things." While speaking, Xiong had already replaced his left eye with the newly acquired heavenly craftwork, Dharma shell, and then sighed, "This good eye shell is different when you use it. The world has become clearer." After trying the eye shell, Xiong was not in a hurry to confirm the receipt and pay, but carefully took the eye shell off. He took out a box of tools and began to wipe the ice shell meticulously and finally put it back in the maintenance fluid. Xiong asked, "Why don't you use it? Is the quality not good?" Xiong said, "As a matter of course, why use such a good thing when I'm not in class? I can just use my Jihu brand usually. This ice shell is naturally used when I'm in class. Otherwise, what if it ages quickly after using it too much?" Xiong was determined to wash and maintain this ice shell carefully every day in the future to extend its service life as much as possible. After eating, Zhang Yu left the dormitory and, as usual, crossed the Yuan magnetic channel and headed towards the area below the 100th floor. For the sake of safety, Zhang Yu would go to different areas for body training each time. This time, he came to a blind spot in the monitoring on the 94th floor, swallowed a piece of cement, and began to practice the earth-eating divine art. Only a muffled sound came from Zhang Yu's stomach. His intestines and stomach seemed to have turned into a pulverizer. Accompanied by the sweeping of the gluttony dharma power, the cement had been completely crushed into a basic material, and then, following the operation of the gluttony dharma power, it was sent to the skin all over his body. This is the effect after the earth-eating divine art reaches level 10. In addition to strengthening muscles with materials, it can also be used to strengthen the skin. However, cement is still a bit weak. It only makes my skin more resilient, and I can't use too much, otherwise the flexibility and explosive power of my body will decline. If you want to truly strengthen the body with this technique, you still need better training materials. But Zhang Yu would definitely be unwilling to spend his own money to buy materials. I can only wait until I go to the construction site in the future to see if there are any good materials that no one wants. After a period of cultivation, accompanied by the completion of another earth-eating divine art, Zhang Yu finally cultivated this technique to level 20. In an instant, countless scenes flashed through his mind. Zhang Yu felt as if he had experienced years and years of hard training, and finally raised this technique to the limit that the foundation establishment stage could reach. As the earth-eating divine art reached level 20, in addition to the skin and muscles, Zhang Yu could also use training materials to strengthen the bones of his whole body. Strengthening the bones is probably the best use of this technique. Zhang Yu closed his eyes and felt the level 20 earth-eating divine art, and sighed in his heart. After all, many high-strength materials are often not suitable for strengthening flesh and blood, but bones. It took more than half a month to finally master this level 20 body refining technique. And with this period of hard work, Zhang Yu's various stats have also greatly improved. Dao heart reached level 11, mana reached 300.6, and physical strength reached level 11.12. With the university sacred body, and a level 20 technique, my progress is rapid. However, after listening to Zhang Pianpian's reminder, the increase in these stats. Of course, Zhang Yu didn't fully reveal them, so that the speed of his overall score improvement wouldn't be so conspicuous in the class. With mana breaking through 300, I can actually equip a second Dharma relic. But forget it. Zhang Yu thought to himself, Dharma relics are too expensive. I should still follow the plan set by real person Xinghe for me, continue refining my body, and prepare for switching to the weapon refinement department in the future. During this time, in addition to studying and cultivating, Zhang Yu also inquired about the various rules for changing departments. The latest time to switch is in the 3rd academic year. Once you fail to switch in the 3rd academic year, you will never be able to switch again. The most up-to-date novels are available first on 69shuba.com. I need to earn enough money within 3 years and try my best to improve my body refining strength. The next day. In Dao Heart class. Teacher Feng Jiu, in the image of a phoenix, was still giving the class in the same methodical manner as the first lesson, as if reading from a script. At the same time, her gaze swept across the many students present, and their individual score change graphs had already appeared in her eyes. Ji Hongshu, first in the class in Dao Heart, no abnormalities for now. Gong Shujin, second in the class in Dao Heart, no abnormalities for now. Li Zhao, the rate of progress in Dao Heart has accelerated, noted as a lone sales target, added to the to-be-sold information database. Zhang Yu, the rate of progress in Dao Heart was initially stable, then suddenly accelerated a month ago, and then stabilized again, added as a subject to be observed. After classifying and labeling the students' data and records and sending them to the depths of the spirit realm, Feng Jude continued to teach the students without any fluctuation. In Mana class. Li Mingbo's main attention was still focused on the top students in the first few rows. However, when his gaze swept over Zhang Yu in the back row, he would always pay attention for a moment. The primary reason, of course, was that this student didn't use his coupon on the mana treasure platform, neither buying nor selling mana. The secondary reason was that the other party's mana progress during this period was good, reaching the top 10 in the class, making him an excellent student in the class. I just don't know if this kid's progress is the result of borrowing money to cultivate, or if he really has good talent. At least Li Mingbo couldn't tell from the other party's performance, unlike Li Zhao next to him, whose eyes twitched from time to time, as if the notifications displayed in his eye relic often affected the expression on his face. Sometimes he would be listening attentively 1 second, and the next second his face would change drastically. Li Mingbo, who also came from the first level, knew this situation too well. This kid borrowed a lot. In body refining class. Lang Yagong looked at Zhang Yu, and nodded repeatedly. Your recent improvement in body refining strength is good, keep it up. And don't neglect the matter of spirit rope fusion. Looking at this student, who had mastered the level 20 boundless Zen of Spring and Autumn, and used the time remnant demonic eye, Lang Yagong sighed that he was right. The other party's net worth was definitely not ordinary, which was why he could progress so rapidly, and his ranking was rising steadily. After receiving some guidance from Lang Yagong, Zhang Yu suddenly said, Teacher Lang, Yu Xing'an is encountering some difficulties in improving his spirit root fusion. Can you give him some guidance? Yu Xing'an glanced at Zhang Yu gratefully, then turned his head, and looked at Lang Yagong, with a look of anticipation. Lang Yagong was slightly stunned, and after his wolf ears twitched, he happily said, Yu Xing'an, you can just ask me directly if you have any questions, right? Would I not guide my own students? Watching Lang Yagong guide Yu Xing'an, Zhang Yu's time remnant demonic eye suddenly activated, and had clearly recorded every one of his movements at 128 frames per second. Zhang Yu thought to himself, that way, I can guide Yu Xing'an in the future, improve his spirit root fusion, and then copy his Dao Seed, 3-eye divine power. While Lang Yagong was guiding Yu Xing'an, his eye relic penetrated the other party's skin and muscles, looking at Yu Xing'an's eyes, and thought strangely, this guy. His eye relic and Li Zhao's are a pair, right? One for each person? Are they that close? That night, after the God-eating earth technique, Zhang Yu began to cultivate the second technique of the earth with sacred body, a technique called the battle demon life-sapping technique. This technique is a foundation establishment technique born for battle, capable of developing the potential of the physical body, and when needed, reversing mana to stimulate the potential of the physical body, in a short period of time, forcibly erupting with power far exceeding the limits of the physical body. In this process, as the power is exerted beyond the limit, it can erupt with the might of overcoming 10 techniques with one force, but also because the power exceeds one's own control and endurance, not only will tendons break, and bones fracture, and internal organs rupture, but also because of the severe wear and tear of the physical body, it will consume lifespan. And with the changes of the times, this technique that was once used to desperately kill enemies is now used by the Earthwood people to desperately work. The first time Zhang Yu saw the introduction to the War Demon lifespan depletion skill, he strongly suspected, is this really a cultivation method that we civil engineers have to learn? Then he took a look at the user feedback. As long as you're young, lifespan isn't worth much. Working 1 day and spending 2, it still feels like a profit. Spending a bit of lifespan now allows you to earn more money, so you'll have money to extend your life later. Times have changed. Immortal elixirs are so advanced now that the War Demon lifespan depletion skill isn't that scary. As long as you take your medicine properly, you can minimize the side effects and not be afraid of using it for a long time. I'm a sophomore in civil engineering. Seeing so many senior students complaining about this skill, I think, isn't consuming lifespan to earn more money the same as accelerating work time, allowing people to work shorter hours and earn more money? If you can't handle this, you definitely can't handle anything else. Everyone, be grateful. Hundreds of years ago, our line of work was called corvée. After finishing the work, not only was there no money, but you might even be buried alive with them. It's more than just lifespan reduction, Kongshu has still progressed. Looking at this user feedback, Zhang Yu confirmed that this War Demon lifespan depletion skill was indeed a commonly used cultivation method in the civil engineering department, and also confirmed another thing. This user feedback section is full of shells, right? HMM, or maybe they're just being sarcastic. Damn it, do civil engineers have to work this hard? What made Xiong Yu even more speechless was that he discovered that in the past, the war demon lifespan depletion skill was used for combat, and only needed to be used for a short time. But now, the war demon lifespan depletion skill is used for overtime, and requires taking medicine, while using it for a long time. Fuji, who was beside him, listened to Xiong Yu's sigh and said, hee hee. Otherwise, why do you think those golden core true persons don't just do the work themselves, and earn the money, and instead hire you foundation establishment, and key refining cultivators? Isn't it because many civil engineering tasks take up their cultivation time, and also cause wear and tear on their bodies and magical skeletons, so they outsource it to the people below? In this world, there's no way that we could get things that can be done while lying down and easily making money. In this Kungshu, anyone who climbs up from the bottom has to suffer and work hard, and even risk their lives if they want to make big money. However, you don't need to worry too much about this war demon lifespan depletion skill. After all, with your physique, your body's endurance and self-healing ability are extraordinary. For other cultivators, the war demon lifespan depletion skill will cause lifespan reduction, but for you, it won't be so easy to reduce lifespan. Just control the wear and tear of this cultivation method on your body, within the range you can withstand. Xiong Yu nodded slightly, recalling the body activation brought by the crippled doc's body offering hard art, and the self-healing ability brought by the martial Dao holy embryo. In the future, if I want to use this war demon lifespan depletion skill, I still have to pay attention to switching the chain art set to the martial Dao holy embryo. However, the martial Dao holy embryo is, after all, a key refining stage set. For me, who is in the foundation establishment stage, the effect has already weakened a lot. In the future, in the foundation establishment stage, I'm afraid I'll have to collect the foundation establishment stage, martial Dao, holy, body, as well. Thoughts flashed through his mind, and Xiong Yu had already continued to cultivate the war demon lifespan depletion skill. With the magic power flowing through his body, developing his body's potential, preparing for that short burst of power. After this period of observation, Fuji confirmed that everything below the 100th floor was still safe, and reminded him at this moment, if you have the opportunity, find a place below the 100th floor and help me do the ritual. I haven't even used one of these level 2 evil god rituals yet. Dorm entrance. Xiong Yu and Yu Xing'an were seen exchanging blows, Xiong Yu constantly assisting the other party's body refinement cultivation, in the way instructed by the wolf friend art, increasing the fusion of the two's spiritual roots. Before, on the first floor of Kungshu, the two had already, under the guidance of true person Xinghe, worked together to refine their bodies, and assist each other in cultivation. Now, with the guidance of the wolf friend art, the two's learning has also progressed rapidly. And in this situation, Xiong Yu using the spring and autumn endless Zen to cooperate with Yu Xing'an's body refinement, is currently the fastest way for him to improve his physical strength. After all, I haven't told Yu Xing'an that I'm cultivating the soil-eating divine art, and the war demon lifespan depletion skill. Moreover, these two cultivation methods each have their own advantages. One strengthens the body, and the other develops potential and explodes when needed, but for the pure numerical improvement of physical strength, it's not as good as the spring and autumn endless Zen. Xiong Yu looked at the increasingly obvious Dao seed on Yu Xing'an's body, and thought to himself, to copy the three-eyed divine power, I have to increase Yu Xing'an's spiritual root, fusion, to at least 90%. He's probably about 70% similar to me now. According to Teacher Wolf's estimate, it will take 3 months at the fastest, and half a year or more at the slowest. I don't know what kind of effect this three-eyed divine power will have. Lemulin stood aside, watching Yu Xing'an with some envy, wishing she could take his place and obtain efficient body refinement efficiency. But unfortunately she is only at the key refining realm now, so how can she spar with Xiong Yu, who is at the foundation establishment realm? After saying hello, Lemulin left the dormitory and went to the pharmacology teaching area. Lemulin had just sat down in the classroom, when a young man walked up to Lemulin and sat down in a seat in front of her. Lemulin glanced at the other party, knowing that he was his classmate, Zhuan Ji, who was currently ranked 4th in the class. Zhuan Ji looked at Lemulin, and asked with a look of appreciation, Student Le, you have a special physique, and your magic power is an 8 with a chill of frost, right? Lemulin nodded. Student Zhuan, is there anything you need? Zhuan Ji smiled slightly, and said you should know that I come from the 3rd floor, right? I should be able to pass the foundation establishment exam next year, and I have already been accepted as a disciple by a Golden Core true person of pharmacology in advance. Lemulin was slightly stunned, and then said, "Then congratulations to you." Zhuan Ji continued, "You may be thinking, why would such an excellent and promising me come to find a student like you, who is in the middle of the class?" He smiled slightly and said, "Although your grades are average, and you come from the first floor, the innate advantage of frost magic power is irreplaceable by other students. I want to be friends with you." What Zhuan Ji really wanted to say in his heart was actually, "I want to dual cultivate with you." Of course, the reason why Zhuan Ji did this was naturally not because he coveted beauty. Although the lemulin in front of him had eyes, muscles, and jade bones, and a pair of purple eye sockets exuded a unique charm, Zhuan Ji had always been more concerned about his studies. The reason why he wanted to do this was that with the other party's frost magic power, coupled with Zhuang's own fiery magic power, it would have a miraculous effect on dual cultivation. Dual cultivation. Zhuang Ji knew that in most high schools, students were not encouraged to dual cultivate, for fear that students would not be able to control it and ultimately delay their studies. But things were different when it came to college, especially after the top 10. The process of being admitted to the top 10 had already confirmed their will, and they were fully capable of grasping the sense of proportion. And if both parties had innate special magic power, it would be even more worthy of encouragement. Zhuang Ji had heard that in the Joyful Union University, students with innate special magic power would be gathered together to conduct dual cultivation, 3 cultivation, or even dozens of cultivation activities, greatly promoting the students' cultivation. But Zhuang Ji understood that talking about dual cultivation right away would seem too eager, and the other party might ask him for a price. He thought to himself, make friends first, so that dual cultivation may not require money, and even if it does, it can be discounted. This was an experience passed on to him by a senior brother, and Zhuang Ji deeply agreed with it. Saving 1 point on the path of immortality will allow him to advance 1 point more in the future. Just as Zhuang Ji was looking at Lemulin, information from Le Jingchen jumped out, from Lemulin's eye sockets. Le Jingchen, I transferred you 0.5 spirit coins, did you receive it? Lemulin, yes, I received it, thank you, brother. Le Jingchen, after all, the Le family on the second floor is separated from us by a layer, and they will give priority to taking care of themselves with resources. Relatives like us on the first floor will only be truly accepted and invested in if we achieve results. Le Jingchen, you said last time that you live with Zhang Yu. Le Jingchen, can you help me get some yu juice? In the classroom, Zhuang Ji looked at Lemulin's dazed look and thought, am I, a dignified person from the third floor, making friends with her? Is it surprising her? Zhuang Ji said, student Lemulin gave a somewhat absent-minded HMM. Le Jingchen, the company here is interested in you juice. If you can get more, we will have more opportunities to stand out on the second floor. Lemulin, we live with 4 people now, it's not very convenient if they know I want it. What if the others want it too? Didn't you say that we can't let people know about this? Le Jingchen, what if there are 2 people next to you? Can you find a chance to secretly do it? Lemulin, after what happened last time, he is wary of me, it's not easy to do it. In the classroom, Zhuang Ji said, student Le, where do you usually cultivate after class? Let's go together. Le Jingchen, do you understand? Just do it the way I taught you, take the initiative, reach out and take it, steal chestnuts from the fire. Lemulin, doing this doesn't feel very good. Le Jingchen, Lanlin, you are no longer a high school student, you are already a college student, and you have reached the second floor. Le Jingchen, you have to understand that many things that cannot be done in high school can not only be done in college, but also be done in a big way. Don't bring the high school habits over. Zhuang Ji found that Lemulin's breathing had become heavier, and she looked nervous, which made him full of doubts. This woman is a bit strange. Zhuang Ji said, student Lemulin came back to her senses, looked at the other party, and said, student Zhuan, I want to be alone for a while, let's talk about it next time, if there is anything. 93rd floor. With a burst of shouts, and with another round of War Demon lifespan depletion skill cultivation, this cultivation method has been cultivated by Zhang Yu to level 10. Feeling the scenes of practicing constantly flashing in his mind, Zhang Yu thought, after level 10, the War Demon lifespan depletion skill can activate the second level burst, and the lifespan lost is counted in years. The first level burst, with the Martial Tao Holy Embryo and body activation, and a little more medicine, for a certain period of time, I can still use it without side effects. But this second level burst. Zhang Yu thought for a while, but still didn't intend to try it. There are less than 2 weeks left, and the 3-month basic course will be over. Before the exam, hurry up a bit. My War Demon lifespan depletion skill should be able to be upgraded to level 20. At this moment, Fuji said Zhang Yu, it's time to perform the ritual.